In the last episode of season 8, Constable Crabtree is arrested for the murder of his fiance's previous husband. He didn't know that she was still married. She thought he was dead, and it all led to murder. So from that point on, we decided that we'd jump ahead a few months in time and start season 9 with addressing the Crabtree dilemma.
Copper. One of these days when their backs are turned, huh? You're the copper. Who wants to know?
Well, Crabtree's got himself in a whole lot of hot water, and he's reluctant to tell Detective Murdoch, or anyone else for that matter, what's going on. It's clear that everything isn't, face value, so our heroes have to sort of band together to come up with a solution. And it doesn't seem like Constable Crabtree is too willing to have that happen.
Tell me where she is.
Who?
One whose husband you're doing time for killing.
Why are you looking for her?
It's not just me. If you care for her, you best let me find her first.
Move apart.
We pick up where the pieces were left, and we find Constable Crabtree in prison, and he's actually approached by someone who's got some information on what really did happen that fateful night.
Crabtree has pleaded no contest to the murder charges that he faces at the end of the season, where his fiance's husband, who's supposed to be dead, is not dead. He's come back from the war, and then he ends up to be not a very nice man, and then he ends up killed. So was it Crabtree? Was it some third party from his life? These things are all swirling around.
So Edna Brooks went back to her apartment. Is that what you're suggesting?
It's possible.
You're clutching at straws.
Sir, they are all I have.
Bloody Crabtree, if you would just tell us where she was. I know he knows.
I've tried. He won't even see me.
He hasn't spoken out in his own defense. I guess a lot of people feel that he probably didn't do it. Well, I can't really give anything away.
It's good to see you, George.
Thank you for coming, sir.
What have you?
A man by the name of Julian Foster was killed in here yesterday. He was in the same regiment as Archibald Brooks.
How do you know that?
They share a regimental tattoo. And, sir, he told me he was to be released soon, and he was asking Edna's whereabouts. I think she might be in danger.
He's very conflicted. He doesn't want to let down Murdoch or the inspector. He doesn't want to go to jail either, but he knows that if Edna's charged with the crime, whether she did it or not, it's her. She's been with another man while her husband is off to war. So he's trying to keep her out of hot water, and he knows that this guy's been abusive to Edna and Simon.
Our characters are obviously going on a journey, so there will be some character evolution in terms of what they're doing and what's going on in their lives. There will be some changes this year in terms of people. There'll be some new additions. We'll be bringing back some of our favorites because, it is a standalone procedural. So every week it's a new case.
We have a number of continuing stories this year. We're mindful that our Murdoch audience, as well as being an audience of the characters, is also an audience that's very fond of the mysteries. So we are spending a lot of time this year coming up with what we think are clever mysteries and weaving our characters' personal lives through it.
I think that the characters are kind of addictive. I think that's what it comes down to. I know that's what happens when I get into a show. You start to really like the people. Of course, we have these great storylines, which never seem to disappoint, but the through line of all the emotional connections and these quirky characters and the intrigue of the past and real history and historical characters, it's kind of a winning show all round.